yung
DOH sent
DOH? Kasi dati si
observers
Secretary narito. Sino narito ngayon?
They sent their regrets and sent observers.
We're unable to recognize observers. There's no representative who can answer questions on their behalf.
None. They sent their regrets and will send position paper daw po, ma'am.
Paano kung yung mga tanong ng ating mga senador? Can you please call the DOH and urge them to send a representative who's able to answer questions?
Yes, we will do, ma'am.
Yes, and
Madam
with
Chair.
that, we also recognize Senator Binay's arrival. Thank you. Yes, Senator Risa, please.
Madam Chair, I heard our COMSEC acknowledge at least 2 resource persons who are seated in the gallery. I heard the names of Attorney Espiritu and our representative from the SNPP. If it's possible, Madam Chair, that they be seated as well here on the floor.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Definitely. I think, yes, San Lakas, was that correct?
And SNPP, unless I missed other. SNPP, samahan, yes, the 4-piece organization, Madam Chair.
Yes, maraming salamat. This is the third hearing that we've conducted on the same agenda, specifically the Senate Resolution 902 regarding the alleged payoffs and misrepresentations in the signature campaign for the People's Initiative of the Constitution. Thereafter, we have Senate Resolution 903, also inquiring into the efficacy of Republic Act 6735, as well as the COMELEC rules that derive from that. The privileged speech of Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, entitled Politicians and Not People's Initiative. We also have the privileged speech of Senator Risa Ontiveros, dated January 29, Payouts in the Politicians' Initiative. The committee also has formally accepted the position paper of Attorney Romulo Macalintal, and herewith would like to enjoin the following resource persons on the submissions requested by the committee in the first hearing in January 30. And so far, I would like to remind the COMELEC that we had merely received the certifications of receipt of signature sheets only from the province of Bulacan. We were informed that you would give us the certifications from all provinces. Are they already submitted and duly received?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, Chairman. I was concerned that they were incomplete and members would be following up for them. I would also like to ask the BIR and the SEC. Is the BIR represented? I noted that the SEC is here, no? Is the BIR already represented, Secretary, please?
8 minutes daw po.
In 8 minutes, okay. So we would like to ask the SEC once again to turn over the documents requested in our correspondence in preparation for today's hearing. Have you submitted? Because I am not yet in receipt personally. This morning?
Yes, ma'am, we have submitted this morning.
Yes. Yes, Secretary, if I could have copies so that we can discuss them. And further, I would also like to put on record that Change Philippines of Cagayan de Oro, following the Davao hearing, informed us that they had no lease agreement at all, hence no address at all, and merely a verbal lease agreement, so that the Tri-Q building office space in Cagayan de Oro had no documentation whatsoever. I don't know how the NGO turned into an informal settler, but this is apparently the case, which makes the situation more and more curious. Yes, Change Philippines. Is there anyone with any information? The concern was that they were soliciting signatures, apparently under the direction of the national group of PIRMA. Is that correct? Or someone else in the area of Cagayan de Oro in Bukidnon, apropos of the Bukidnon witnesses on our first hearing, and yet did not have any address of record. Okay, lastly, and most importantly, from PIRMA, we still have not received the actual cost of printing of the signature forms. I think Congressman Marcoleta made some estimates, and they were significant sums, and yet we have no cost of printing. We, until today, don't have the list of donors from the advertisement. I think Senator Ontiveros, this was the request of Minority Leader, that it be submitted in the afternoon at 2 p.m. We are now 2 weeks down the road, and we're still not in receipt of the list of donors, the proof of payment
Madam
of the
Chair.
donor's tax, and yes.
Madam Chair, that means the request of Minority Leader Coco Pimentel to Mr. Oñate, if I
Yes.
remember correctly, still has not been honored. And I remember Mr. Oñate said ibibigay po nila sa chair yung araw na yon mismo.
Yes, that's right. I think we had a 2 o'clock deadline, but we have as yet not received anything. Mr. Oñate is here. Perhaps you can reply to the
Yes,
question of
please.
Senator
I have all
Ontiveros.
intents of honor.
Yes, please, Mr. Oñate, please.
Madam Chair, if I may,
yeah,
just
I
one
want-
quick.
I'm sorry, I think
I
Mr.
really want-
Oñate would like to reply, Attorney.
I had all intention of fulfilling what I said. I think I told you that we will submit the list of the donors with my lawyers. But you know, I obeyed what Senator Chis said, mentioned here, that maybe you might want to consult your contributors, which I did. I did consult them over the last many days, and they didn't want to reveal their names. They didn't want their names divulged or revealed.
Yes, to reiterate the statement
The
of
reason
Senate-
that they gave me
Yes, sorry.
is that they are concerned with their privacy, they are concerned with their security.
But there's no issue of security or privacy. I think it's a matter of pride that as a committed citizen, you are advocating constitutional change. As Senator Chi said, it should be an
Yes,
an
they
activity
are.
that you take pride in honoring.
They support constitutional change, but they are also concerned about their security and their privacy. And I think maybe they thought about it. Maybe they deemed it more important that their security, their privacy, and their family is higher than their concern about people's initiative.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator Antiveros, please.
Madam Chair, to what the Chair has said, kahit po lahat ng kandidato kasama po tayo, pagkatapos ng bawat eleksyon, nagsusimite po tayo ng SOSE natin sa COMELEC din. And a people's initiative, if properly implemented, na yun pong tinatanong nitong ating investigasyon, ay isang katulad din na constitutional process. At kailangan may transparency and accountability yung nagsasagawa nito. Particular sa advertisement na itinatanong natin na walang nagtanong kay Mr. Oñate noon, sila mismo nagsabi it cost 55 million pesos. So I would still insist, Madam Chair, dun sa request ng Minority Leader ko na ipinangako naman ni Mr. Oñate nung araw na yon, 2 weeks ago, na maisumite yung impormasyong yon sa komite. Perhaps, Madam Chair, upon the advice of our legal, the Chair could explore the issuance of a subpoena duces tecum, Madam Chair.
Since we had not received the required documents. The truth is that a subpoena has been issued by this committee of its own volition, and I assume that your lawyers are in receipt of the subpoena requiring the following documents. First, the actual cost of printing of the signature forms, as mentioned earlier, aforementioned as well, the list of donors and friends of Mr. Oñate, and the proof of payment of donors' tax, and finally, the invoice and official receipt for the payment of the advertisement EDSA Puera. I think these were the requested documents in the subpoena that was served, I believe, last night. Is that correct, or last evening?
Actually, I first received an invitation.
That's right.
I first received an invitation, and then late last night I was informed by my lawyers that as an additional subpoena was also delivered to us, and I was just wondering how come there is a need for an additional subpoena when I was really gonna come here.
There was no confirmation from yourself, Mr. Oñate, or from your lawyers about your presence here this morning. And given the lateness of the submission and the continued delay, we felt it was incumbent upon the committee to issue a subpoena. And I believe that another motion is actually on the floor at the moment from Senator Ontiveros, similarly ordering subpoena.
Madam Chair, if I may. Madam Chair.
Yes po, and I think you had representation as well who were warned on February 2 in Davao. I believe Attorney Ryan and someone else, if I'm not mistaken, were actually in Davao. And again, the chair, who is not famous for patience, was very, very patiently reminding you time and again to please submit the requested documents.
Yes,
Yes.
Madam Chair. We
Attorney
confirm.
Alex, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We confirmed receipt of the subpoena duces tecum last night at around 7:30 p.m. And we filed our compliance this morning, Your Honors. And in our compliance, it
Are you
requires...
telling us that we're in fact already in receipt of the documents requested by Minority Leader Pimentel?
Some of the documents are there, Your Honor, and it requires an explanation. And Mr. Oñate would explain, as to the submission of the names of the contributors, he indeed sought the consent of his contributors, but unfortunately, they refused to allow him to divulge his names. And that's why Mr. Oñate was unable to continue, because what actually happened was he was forced to return their contributions. And we attach in our compliance the withdrawal slips showing that Mr. Oñate withdrew some substantial amounts and returned the contributions of some of his friends, Your Honors. That's what happened.
Ang sinasabi mo, palibhasa hindi kayo makapag-produce ng mga donor, withdraw na lamang yung pera at sinoli na lang ng solo ni Mr.
Turn
Oñate.
their
Ganyan po ba yung
contributions,
nangyari?
Madam Senator.
Madam Chair.
Parang nalalabuan po ako.
Madam
Ano ba
Chair.
nangyari? Paliwanag po natin. Si Senator Binay mukhang nalilito rin po.
Hindi, Madam Chair, siguro magandang tanongin yung BIR. Sa ganitong transaction, wala pa ba yung BIR? Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes po. I think there's a question muna. Mr. Oñate, tama po ba yung pagkaintindi namin na palibasa wala yung mga donor o hindi kayo pinayagan na ibigay yung pangalan nila, sinagot na lang ninyo. So withdraw ninyo yung kalahati ng 55 at kayo na rin ang sumagot nun. Tama nga po ba?
Yes, that's what I did.
Kasi nahihilo po ako sa billing statement, hindi po tugma dun sa sinabi ninyo. Ang sabi po ninyo, ang halaga ng TV ad nasa 55 million. Ang unang pagkaintindi namin, 27.5 million.
I think I withdrew a little bit more than that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pero, ang nalilito ako po rito dahil yung billing statement ng Ghana nasa 211,935,000 million, tama ba to? 786. Ba't lumobo to? Yung 55 million na dapat 27.5 million lamang, ngayon lumaki pa sa 211 million at higit. Yes
Madam
po.
Chair, that's a very sharp observation. But let me explain. The quotation there, the 211 million plus, was a quotation for an 8-week TV ad campaign. And what Mr. Oñate paid, that 55 million, represents payment for only 2 weeks, Madam Chair. You know, unang na-raise na amount, 55 million. That was good for 2 weeks. But unfortunately, it aired only for a few days. Thank you, Madam Chair.
This looks like a bill. Parang bayad na to eh.
No, Madam Chair, hindi pa po yan bayad. That is a quotation. That is a quotation sent by invoice, Madam Chair. In fact,
Meron ba kayong official receipt, voucher, resibo na tumutugma dun sa 55 milyones?
Madam Chair, we already requested Mr. Greg Garcia, our advertising guy, the creative firm, to submit so that we can comply an official receipt or a sales invoice as to the 55 million. We will submit that as soon as possible, Madam Chair.
Madam
Yes,
Chair.
maybe urge Mr. Greg Garcia, who's a
Yeah, siguro
friend
just
to
to share,
many of
Madam
us,
Chair.
to come and also attend or make a deposition so that we can get clarity on this matter. Yes,
Yeah,
Senator
siguro
Binay,
just to
please.
share, Madam Chair, lahat naman tayo, nung tumatakbo tayo, alam natin yung proseso kung paano mag-book ng ad sa mga TV station. So, nagtataka lang ako na it's been almost a month. Kayo yung client, wala kayong kopya ng OR, ng placements nyo. So, nakakaduda na bakit na kay Mr. Garcia yung copy. Yun lang po, Madam Chair.
Tama,
Madam
hindi naman
Chair.
niya tataguin yun eh. Binayaran siya. Ba't siya magtatago ng resibo?
Yes,
Dapat
Madam
yung
Chair.
nagbayad ang
Madam
may
Chair.
resibo, di ba?
Hindi niya po itatago. We already spoke with Mr. Garcia and he told us that he will submit the invoice for the 55 million. That represents only for the 2 weeks TV ad campaign.
For the
Madam Chair.
information of the members, we actually invited Greg Garcia through PIRMA to attend and help us clarify the situation. And the floor goes back to Senator Risa, who actually had questions pending. Sorry.
It's all right. Thank you, Madam Chair. Itanong ko lang kay Mr. Oñate kasi sabi nila, nag-withdraw kayo ng higit 27.5 million pesos para i-reimburse yung mga ibang donors nyo na ayaw yung pangalanan sa komite. A little more than 27.5 million pesos. Magkano exactly ang withdraw nyo?
I think I withdrew 28 million
Kailan nyo po withdraw yung 28 million?
last week.
Anong araw po last week? At saang bangko po ninyo i-withdraw yung 28 million?
I think the withdrawal slips have been submitted to the committee, Your
So
Honor.
since sinabit nyo po sa komite, can you tell the committee verbally this time, anong withdrawal slip ang sinabmit nyo ng aling bangko on which day last week for the amount of 28 million pesos?
Galing po yun sa tatlong account ko sa February 8 po. I withdrew the money from my personal bank accounts from 3 banks,
February 8, from which
BDO,
banks po?
BPI, and Union Bank.
And yung tatlong withdrawal slips po ay nagtototal na 28 million pesos?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can we ask the COMSEC, Madam Chair, to confirm that those were the 3 withdrawal slips from BDO, BPI, and Union Bank?
Union Bank, yeah.
Yes, totaling 28
Attorney
million
Alberto,
pesos on
please.
February 8.
Yes, we are providing the members with copies.
Yes po.
Yes, Attorney Alberto, please.
Annex A, 6 million from BPI. Annex C, cash 3 million also from BPI. Annex D, 9 million from BDO.
So 6 million, 3 million, and 9 million, totaling 18 million.
May Union Bank pa, di ba?
At may Union Bank.
Oo. Yung Union Bank, Annex B, 10 million. Yes, Secretary, please.
Annex B, 10 million from Union Bank.
So now totaling 28 million, Madam Chair. So the arithmetic tallies correctly, pero kulang pa rin yung impormasyon na hiningi ng komite 2 weeks ago to know who these donors were. And I think that's an important issue that remains unresolved, Madam Chair, and must be answered by the resource person before this investigation is concluded. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr. Oñate wanted to
Yeah, for additional information of the committee, our contributors were also invoking their right to privacy.
Madam Chair, ang sa akin
Yes.
lang, Mr. Oñate, nung pumasok sila sa ganitong advocacy, hindi pa dapat ready na sila and proud to say na ipinaglalaban nila itong charter change, itong People's Initiative. So parang nakakagulat na all of a sudden, parang hindi na sila naniniwala dun sa advocacy na pinondohan nila. Parang ganun na ho yung dumadating. So, kumbaga parang nabawasan na yung supporter nyo pagdating dito sa People's Initiative.
Naniniwala po sila pero concerned po sila sa kanilang privacy at security.
Madam Chair, bakit po sila concerned sa kanilang security? Ano bang banta sa security nila?
Because I think right now there is a little bit of a controversy. There are anti People's Initiative. There are pro People's Initiative. They just didn't want to get into this fray, so they decided that they didn't want their names revealed.
Okay, yes, Mr. Oñate, pero parang nalilito ako dahil biglang nag-atrasa nung hiningi na yung resibo. Ba't naman nagkaganon? Hindi naman kami interesado sa kanilang kinikita, hindi naman kami nakikialam sa negosyo nila. Aalamin lang natin kung sino yung mga donor. Bagay na kailangan ipagmalaki, hindi naman ikahihiya. So, you are saying, therefore, since they all opted out, kayo na lang ang sumagot. Tama po ba yun? Kasi nakakalito to dahil, strictly speaking, you cannot really invoke the right of other people, no? Dapat sila mag-invoke ng security and privacy concerns nila. Pero palibasa, hindi nga sila nagpapakita, wala tayong pangalan, hindi natin makumpleto yung diskusyon.
Yes, because I think they know that they will be required to pay the BIR and all that, because some of the people,
But
some of these contributors, they have actually contributed also to other.
yes, you were saying that they've actually been contributing to other political efforts. Sanay na sila sa politika.
And they were
bakit biglaan sila
never
natatakot?
required to go to the BIR to pay donors tax.
Tagal na po yung donors tax. Laki-laki nga dati, 20%. Liniitan na nga namin sa 10. Kaya nagtataka ako,
Madam
bakit
Chair.
gulatan?
Madam Chair, if I may, please don't worry, this does not end here. We are still continuously, Mr. Oñate is still continuously trying to talk to these people, but unfortunately, the time is limited. But mahaba pa naman yung panahon, and please allow Mr. Oñate more time to speak with these people, and maybe later on, they will have enough courage to mention their names and perhaps even appear in the investigation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, but in the meantime, Mr. Oñate has paid for their share. So binuunan ninyo yung 55 million, sinagot na lang ninyo in the meantime. So, eto nga, hinihingi rin natin, narito na yung BIR, si Attorney Tibaya ng BIR, na hinihinga ni Senator Binay at ng Chair nung proof of payment ng donor's tax at iba pang dokumento na kinakailangan sa kada donasyon.
Madam Chair, siguro maganda din malaman sa kay Attorney Tibayan, ano ba yung proseso dun sa pagbabayad ng donor's tax? For example, itong transaction na to nangyari January ba to? Or January, no, yung placement ng ad? Or December? Kailan ba dapat nagbabayad ng donor's tax? Within a month after or 3 months after ba? And how much do they need to pay?
Good morning po, Madam Chair. So pag donor's tax po, 30 days po yan. Tapos 6% po. Unfortunately, Madam Chair, yung sa request nyo po kasi, the donor's tax, it's tax on the donation due on the donor. So sa system po namin, we try to extract the information na hinihingi po. Unfortunately, ma'am, pag hindi namin alam yung donor, hindi rin po namin mahanap yung info. Kasi opo.
Question. Katulad
Hindi ba
nito-
kailangan rin ninyo ng resibo o invoice or ipapakita na nag-donate?
May donor's tax return lang po kasi voluntary payment po tayo. So pag final po yun with the amount,
Yun na nga, kasi hindi pa rin nagpapakita ng resibong maayos eh.
Hindi, Madam Chair, kasi di ba nangyari nga, kailan ho na-collecta itong 27 million, Mr. Oñate? Kailan ho sila nag-donate?
These were contributions by our supporters.
Kailan po? Kailan ho kayo nakatanggap ng actual cash from them?
The past 3 weeks before we launched the People's
Hindi,
Initiative Movement.
anong month? Or baka si Attorney Avisado can answer.
Ma'am, we launched the TV ad January 2. So we presume it was January. We started it January
Okay.
2.
So
it was first week of January, so 3 weeks prior to first week
So
of January.
technically,
Madam
anong
Chair.
treatment ng BIR ngayon? Supposed to be January nag-donate. So dapat February magbabayad na
Apo,
sila,
30
di
days
ba?
po. Yes po.
30 days after. Pero ngayon kasi parang binabawi na. So si Mr. Oñate na lang yung kailangan magbayad ng donor's tax.
When you say binawi po, parang...
Oo, kasi nalilito ako dito. Kasi kung isang buwan, lampas na ng 30 days yung February 8, hindi po ba? Kasi December pa yun inilunsad. So, kung December pa yun, February 8 inatras, lampas na po tayo ng isang buwan. So, labag na tayo dun sa 30-day deadline.
Yeah.
Kahit binayaran pa ng iba at withdraw.
Madam
30
Chair.
days po yung...
Yes po.
So, Mr. Oñate, handa po ba kayong bayaran yung donor's tax ng buong 55 million pesos na yan?
Well, I just want the committee to know that I have been a political operator for the past 30 plus years.
Mr.
And,
Oñate,
yeah,
wag
yeah,
na po
yeah.
natin
I will come to that. I will come to that.
talakayin
Let me
yung 30
explain.
years.
Let me
No,
explain,
Mr.
please.
Oñate, do not please argue
what I'm
with the members of the committee. Ang tinatanong ko lang po, kasi sabi kanina ni Attorney Avisado, no, you are requesting for more time. Actually po, nabigyan na po kayo ng 2 linggo kalahating buwan nitong komite para humingi ng simpleng mga impormasyon. Ngayon, we are giving you the benefit of the doubt na totoong sinasabi ninyo na ibinayad nyo na lang yung kalahati ng 55 million pesos. Gusto ko pang
That is
sundin,
correct.
excuse me Mr. Oñate, gusto pong sundin, Madam Chair, yung line of questioning ni Senator Nancy. So kung yung tax due 1 month later ay ngayon sinasalo nyo na lahat, handa po ba kayong bayaran yung buong donor's tax ng 55 million pesos at the rate of 6%?
Madam Chair, if I may, that is a legal question and
No,
with
Madam
a-
Chair. And I was asking Mr. Oñate, not the good attorney.
Yeah,
It is
ma'am.
not a legal question po. It is a matter of fact. Facts po yung tinatanong ng komite.
Your-
Iniiba-iba nyo yung mga sequence of events or yung events na nag-transpire. We are giving you the benefit of the doubt. Tinatanong ko lang po, a non-legal question, kung handa si Mr. Oñate, bayaran ang 6% donor's tax of 55 million pesos dun sa ad na iyan, Madam
Yes, ma'am.
Chair.
Yes, ma'am. If before he can answer, may we ask also, with all due respect to the BIR official, if the contribution was returned, is there still a taxable transaction? If there is, then Mr. Oñate will pay for it. But if there's none, baka wala na rin po. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Actually, question lang ha. Kasi di ba on record, it's your law office who's the client of the network. Tama po ba? Kasi kayo yung nag-place ng ad
Yes, ma'am. We
So
place the ad.
technically, the burden to pay BIR is also with your law office. Tama ba BIR?
It depends po kung anong tax ang babayaran.
Since donation po siya, donor, dapat po si donor po yung nagbayad po ng
Actually,
donor.
magulo nga yung transaction eh. Kasi parang nakakuha ng pera si Mr. Onyate, binigay niya sa law office.
Hindi, binigay daw in cash. If I'm correct, kaya ako nalilito sa narration of events, Senator Binay, nung una tayo nagtagpo, ang sabi sa hearing, dinala yung 55 million ni Mr. Onyate kay Greg Garcia. Diretso. Wala pang abogado nun. Kaya lang hindi mabuo ng pirma at ni Mr. Onyate yung documentary requirements, kaya ang Ghana Law Office ang siyang nagpirma at nagbigay ng documentary requirements. Tama po ba yun? That's according to the transcript, Attorney Abisado.
Madam Chair.
I would assume yung OR ng network, nakapangalan po sa law office.
Yes, Madam Chair. What happened was we engaged the services of Mr. Greg Garcia. He is an advertising guru. If you want to sell a product, we have a campaign. We engaged him. And then, kami ho yung client ni Mr. Garcia.
Pero Attorney Abisado, pinag-uusapan lang ho natin yung dokumento. You submitted to the committee, a billing statement.
Yes, ma'am.
Kayo yung client eh.
Yes po.
Wala naman ho nakasulat na Greg Garcia dito. And
Yes
I would
po.
assume you signed the contract with the networks. Tama po ba?
Yes po.
And then, di sa inyo ho nga yung OR. So,
Yes, ma'am. Ang sinasabi lang ho namin, when we received the billing, we forwarded it to Mr. Onyate, and it was Mr. Onyate who paid it in cash. As he testified during the last hearing, he paid it in cash to Mr. Greg Garcia. And I'm sure Mr. Greg Garcia will also confirm that, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Yes, babalikan ko lang yung BIR. Dahil kasi, yung date ng billing statement, December 29. So yung 30 days, dapat katapusan ng January, hindi po ba? Kung ganon, yung pag-atras ng mga donor nung February 8, huli na. Due yung donor stocks as early as February, hindi po, as early as January, di ba?
Depende po actually sa intention eh. Kasi po ang pwede rin pong possible na nangyari is nag-donate, and then pag return po ang term kasi, pag ni-return, way after, parang lumalabas, nag-donate back. So, pwede rin pong
Kahit lampas
pag
na yung
in-accept na po kasi
kahit
ng una.
lampas na yung 30-day period.
Opo, in-accept po ba yung donation initially? May
In-accept,
acceptance
binayad
po.
na sa iba eh.
So,
Binayad na nga sa TV eh.
yes po. So, may donation na po
Nag-airing
yun.
na nga sila eh.
Yes, opo. So, kung
Ang BIR lang ang hindi sinabihan.
Opo, nag-donation na po. Meron na pong, perfected na yung contract, okay na. Dapat may bayaran na po yung donor stocks doon within 30 days. Ngayon, yung intention na ibalik, parang lumalabas, they donated it back.
That's right.
So,
So
parang
ano nangyari?
may donor stocks po ulit
Dalawang
yun.
donation. Ikalawang donor stocks na to.
Opo, kasi in-accept po nila eh. Tapos,
6%, tapos may ikalawang 6%, may penalties pa kasi late payment.
yes po.
Tanggap po ba ninyo yon?
We disagree po, but we respect the opinion of the good official from the BIR. If there are, like what we said, if there are taxable consequences, I'm sure Mr. Onyate is very much willing to settle and pay for it. Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Senator
gusto ko lang po
Bina.
tanungin yung taga-COMELEC. Kasi di ba tayo, as a candidate, we file SOSE. Pagdating ho ba dun sa People's Initiative, merong ganitong requirement na kailangan isubmit ng mga proponents
Wala
ng
pa eh.
People's
Wala
Initiative?
po,
Wala pang rules
Madam
eh.
Chair, and that's the reason why we are reviewing the IRR. If that is the case, maaaring maisama rin po na provision po yan.
I highly recommend Chairman Garcia na siguro dapat in the interest of transparency, 'di ba? Na meron din ganitong requirement pagdating sa People's Initiative.
Yes, Madam Chair. In fact, but the first issue that we will have to resolve is whether the IRR is valid or not. Because if there is really no enabling law, then there is no IRR, so to speak. So that we will have to come to other issues
Naku.
after the first issue.
Nako, Chair Garcia, narinig naman natin lahat ng legal luminaries paulit-ulit sinasabi, inadequate yung batas, mas lalo pa yung COMELEC resolution.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Chairman Garcia lang po.
Madam Chair, that will be one of the issues to be resolved by our panel created for the purpose of reviewing the supposedly IRR for Republic Act 6735.
Yes, I think Santiago very clearly prevails. Its dispositive portion is the rule and not the obiter. Hence, we should really go back to the legislature and produce a more comprehensive law, including the concerns of Senator Binay and Senator Ontiveros. Yes, Senator Risa, please.
Gamanak, Madam Chair, I'd like to follow up on the line of questioning opened by the Chair at pati po yung pagbanggit ni Chair Garcia nung mga rules na yan, yung panel na iyan, and related, actually, larger issues. Chair Garcia, we've talked about the case of Santiago versus Comelec at length, in which the court ruled that RA 6735 was inadequate as an enabling law for people's initiative. That same year, 1997 also, the court issued a resolution in the case of Pirma versus Comelec. That case arose because Pirma filed a petition for people's initiative. But Comelec, following the clear ruling in Santiago, dismissed the petition of Pirma. Ibig sabihin po, naintindihan at tinatanggap ng Comelec ang kahulugan ng Santiago ruling. The case of Lambino naman po in 2006 arose because Comelec, again, denied the petition for people's initiative, quote, for lack of an enabling law governing initiative petitions to amend the Constitution, close quote. And the Comelec itself cited Santiago. Clearly, in the past, Comelec had an institutional history of respecting the Supreme Court and upholding the Santiago ruling. Narinig natin mismo, gaya ng nabanggit ni Chair, mismong sina Justice Carpio at Justice Ascuna, iba man ang opinyon nila sa sufficiency ng 6735, wala pong question. Walang question sa mismong desisyon ng Korte Suprema. Walang enabling law at dahil dito, walang jurisdiction. Sinabi na mismo ng Comelec noon, walang jurisdiction ang Comelec sa PI. Pero, noong 2020, biglang nag-issue ang Comelec ng sarili niyang rules, yung rules na binanggit po ng Chair. So, I am curious, Madam Chair, about what happened in 2020. Would you know, Chair Garcia, what prompted that turnaround in Comelec's interpretation of Santiago and the issuance of resolution number 10650?
Madam Chair, with all due respect, wala rin pong alam ang inyong lingkod kung ano nangyari noong 2020. But before the Pirma petition, before the Santiago versus Comelec case, there was this Comelec resolution number 2300. Yung po yung implementing rules and regulation in relation to 6735. But however, hindi po yun na-resolve ng ating kagalang-galang na Korte Suprema. Here comes now Comelec Resolution 7796. After po iyon ng Santiago case. And then, after po ng Comelec Resolution 7796, nagkaroon nga po ng Comelec Resolution 10650, which was actually the resolution that we, in the meantime, suspended the implementation of. Doon po sa dalawang cases na yun po, Madam Chair, Your Honors, yung sa unang kaso ng Santiago versus Comelec, there was a petition filed. But which petition, according to the Supreme Court, should be dismissed simply because there is no enabling law, Republic Act 6735.
That's correct, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, with all due respect, wag na natin pagpilitan na ayos yung batas at ayos yung resolution ng Comelec. Pagkat ang liwa-liwanag, yung Santiago pa rin ang prevailing, but ayaw natin sumunod doon. Ganun lang kasimple yon. In no way does Lambino amend or repeal ang nangyari doon sa Santiago. Bakit pinagpipilitan na Comelec na meron kayong karapatan at kapangyarihan magsariling sikap at gumawa ng batas? Hindi naman po pwede yun. You have the breadth and majesty of a constitutional commission's rule-making power, but you do not have legislative power.
We fully agree, Madam Chair, and that's the reason why we suspended the implementation of 10650 because of the issue as to whether 10650 is really or was issued in 2020 in accordance with our rulemaking power, in accordance with an enabling law, which apparently...
So, as we speak today, Mr. Chairman, yung resolution 10650, susundan ba ninyo o wala na yan?
Well, in the meantime, Your Honor, it's subject to the review of our panel because of the issues that was or issues that were raised in these proceedings, Madam Chair. And one of the issues really was whether or not there was an enabling law, and it's very clear during the previous hearings, Madam Chair.
Kaya nga,
Madam Chair.
so dapat, wag na natin pangunahan yung totoong lawmaking body. Dapat ang Congress ang maglabas ng batas kung saan yung patakaran na nagsasaayos nung tamang proseso ng PI ay nakatakda. Wag naman pangunahan na kagad ng COMELEC dahil hindi nga sapat yung batas. Paulit-ulit na sinabi sa atin yon. Yes, Senator Risa, please.
Salamat, Madam Chair. At kahit po kasi yung pag-issue ng Resolution 10650, Chair Garcia, reflection po yon na nagbago ang tingin ng COMELEC dun sa mga sinabi ng or in-issue ng mga desisyon ng Korte Suprema. Kanina, Madam Chair, sinabi ng Chair Garcia na wala silang alam dun sa turnaround ng interpretasyon ng COMELEC sa Santiago. Wala silang alam dun sa pag-issue ng 10650. Bakit po wala kayong alam dun sa turnaround na yon, Chair?
Madam Chair, dahil yung inyong lingkod po was not yet at the Commission in 2020.
Kung ganun po, what about mga signatories sa COMELEC Resolution 10650, Commissioners Marlon S. Casquejo at Socorro B. Inting? Pwede ko po ba silang tanungin, Madam Chair, what prompted that turnaround from the institutional memory and position of the COMELEC?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Marlon Casquejo and Commissioner Socorro Inting po, they are not around. And perhaps
why are
po,
they not around? Madam Chair, I understand, Chair, they were invited and I thought they had confirmed attendance.
They are attending the observation mission po sa Indonesia for the Indonesian presidential election, Madam Chair.
Okay. But dahil napaka-importante din po nitong ating investigasyon, posible ba within the space of this morning or day's hearing, Madam Chair, maimbita sina Commissioner Casquejo at Inting kahit online sa ating embahada o konsulado sa Indonesia, kahit sagutin itong isang pero palagay ko po, Madam Chair, importanteng tanong na ito kasi parang may history na ang COMELEC, nire-respeto ang desisyon ng Supreme Court sa usaping ito, pero biglang nung 2020, nag-160-degree turn tapos nakapag-issue nga ng 10650.
Yes, Madam Chair, we are going to immediately communicate to the two commissioners just in case po na hindi sila uma-attend sa isang event in Indonesia. We will definitely inform the committee regarding the request of the Honorable Senator.
Maraming salamat po,
Thank you very
Chair.
much.
Yes, Madam
Attorney
Chair.
Macalintal is raising his hand. Let's keep it short. We have, we're only at the submission of documents and we have quite a few other subjects to cover. Yes, Attorney Mac,
Your
please.
Honor, Madam Chair, I just want to point out that indeed the COMELEC cannot act and should never act anymore on initiative. Patay na ang initiative sa ngayon kasi as stated by the Honorable Chair, there is already an injunction made by the Supreme Court. As a matter of fact, the Supreme Court said the COMELEC is permanently enjoined. Very clear ang sabi ng Supreme Court sa Santiago case. COMELEC should be permanently enjoined from entertaining or taking cognizance of any petition for initiative on amendments of the Constitution until a sufficient law have been validly enacted. To date, there is no valid law that has been enacted. Therefore, any act of the COMELEC on matters pertaining to initiative, even a review of old rules or regulations, should not be made. That will be ultra vires, that will be unauthorized, because there is a permanent injunction. Now, there is also this matter of right to privacy by some contributors or supporters of the initiative. I think the right of privacy cannot be invoked by these supporters or contributors because they have signed as part of the initiative. They were proponents, they were contributors. And what did they state in the proposition that they have signed? They stated, among others, that we fully understand the proposition which were explained to us in our own dialect, and we are aware of its advantages as well as its consequences and effects, as we have read the full text and contents thereof. Therefore, if the matter of if they would be asked to reveal their names as contributors, then they could not escape that particular liability, because they themselves admitted that they are well aware of the consequences and effects of signing a petition for this initiative. Kaya itong initiative, siguro pwede nang ilibing sa limot muna, sapagkat marami pang dapat na ayusin ang ating mga mababatas.
Thank you very much,
Maraming
Attorney Mac, for reminding us that, in fact, an injunction is contained in the Santiago ruling, which we should
Permanent
honor to the
injunction.
present day. Yes, Attorney Abisado, what was that?
Just a very quick reply from Pirma, Madam Chair. With all due respect to my idol, Attorney Rolmy Macalintal, and also the good chairman and commissioners of the COMELEC, it is Pirma's constitutional right to push for people's initiative. Not even the COMELEC, with all due respect, can kill that right. And the persons, our contributors, are not proponents. So they are not covered by the signature form that was read by Attorney Macalintal. Yun lang po, maraming salamat.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator Risa, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Further to Attorney Macalintal's point, donors should reveal themselves. Unless talagang iba ang funder, unless iba yung tiga-pirma. No? So just for the record, Madam Chair. May I continue my questions to Chair Garcia?
I would, I
That's
would
all right,
also
Madam Chair.
like to offer the Senate's protection through an executive session, perhaps, or even a witness protection possibility. We have done this before for whistleblowers and such, and we are perfectly happy to do the same for your donors.
Madam Chair, thank you. May I continue my questions to Chair Garcia? Yes, Madam Chair.
If the question is not mission of documents, can we carry on later?
Yes, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd just like to put this aside. We thank the SEC. Your representatives are here, I believe. And we are given to understand that, in fact, PIRMA no longer exists as of February 10, 2004. Is that correct?
Yes, Madam Chair. Their certificate of registration has been revoked since February 10, 2004.
So when was this, in fact, registered?
The PIRMA was registered or incorporated on March 12, 1997, Madam Chair.
So from 1997 to the date that you revoked their incorporation in 2004, I understand that the reglementary requirements, the documents that are reportorial requirements were not submitted. Is that correct? And for that reason, you therefore revoked its incorporation?
Yes, Madam Chair. Since the time of their incorporation, they have not submitted any reportorial requirements with the SEC based on our records.
Who do you have as the directors of this corporation, please? Yes, you have Mr. Pedrosa, I understand, Policarpio. Is that what, am I reading properly here?
Yes, Madam Chair. Mr.
Ontario.
Alberto Pedrosa, Mr. Alfonso Policarpio,
Yes.
Ms. Eliza Salapantan, Mr. Horacio Montefrio, and Ms. Carmen Pedrosa.
Yes, and they have never reported or updated their documents with the SEC.
Yes, Madam Chair. What we only have are their articles of incorporation and bylaws that they submitted at the time of their incorporation.
The name of Mr. Noel Oñate does not occur?
None, Madam Chair, at the time of their incorporation.
The name of the attorney, Anthony Abad, does not occur?
None, Madam Chair.
Nor is counsel, Ghana Incorporated, Ghana and Partners in any of the listings. Is that correct?
Yes, Madam Chair, none.
I understand. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Oñate, please, and the rest who have come as representatives of PIRMA, what is your participation in this non-existent corporation?
Madam Chair, with regards to the corporate registration of PIRMA, may we inform the committee that we made submissions in the online portal of the SEC, updating the email and the contact persons. And after that, we are expecting a reply, hopefully giving us a schedule.
Kailan po yun, Attorney Abisado?
It was made through an email, Memorandum Circular 28 submission portal,
Kailan nga?
February, just this February, Madam Chair.
So pagkatapos lang ng hearing. Kasi
Yes,
ang kukulit
yes,
ng mga
Madam Chair,
senador.
because it took time for Mr. Oñate to speak with his former associates in PIRMA, and we are, as soon as we are given the go signal
You
with
are
the
going
assessment.
to update the website of a corporation that has not been in existence for 20 years.
You are correct, Madam Chair, but the process
Wala na
is,
to. Multo na to.
the process is, Madam Chair,
Wala
we
nang
submit
pirma, 20 anyos na. Ano pang pagpipilitan natin dito?
that will lead to the filing of a petition for reinstatement once we were able to comply with the requirements and the payment of the penalties. That is our expectation from the SEC, Madam Chair, based on the rules of the SEC. Thank you.
Tama po ba yun? Pagkatapos ng 2 dekada na hindi nagsasubmit ng anumang papel, buhay pa yung korporasyon?
Ma'am, the proper process is they should have filed a petition to lift the order of revocation and not submit any the compliance for MC28 that was been mentioning by Attorney Avisado.
So, Attorney
Because
Avisado, I think the SEC is questioning your legal competence.
No, not really.
Madam Chair, we cannot file a petition for reinstatement unless we update through this portal. Online submissions lang po lahat sa SEC. So we started updating. The next stage would be to submit the names, the new directors of
Attorney
PIRMA.
Avisado, you should be warned. Huwag mong tuturuan ng SEC ng trabaho nila. Baka mas
hindi po.
ma-trouble tayo nito.
Hindi po, never
Baka
my intention,
ilibing na
Madam
yung
Chair.
pirma na yan.
Hindi
Patay
po.
na nga, lilibing
Naghihintay
pa.
nga ho kami, nakikiusap kami, naghihintay kami na hopefully mapagbigyan at mabigyan ho kami ng assessment of the penalties which would allow us, once we pay, which would allow us to file a petition for reinstatement. Yun
Madam
lang po.
Chair? Madam Chair?
Yes, Senator Binay.
Naguguluhan lang ho ako, Attorney Avisado, dun sa timeline nyo eh. Nag-initiate kayo ng People's Initiative, pero hindi pa pala ayos yung documentation ng pirma nyo. Di ba dapat nag-due diligence muna kayo kung talagang may entity na pirma?
Baka naman last minute lang to pahabol. May nakaalala na may pirma dati. At saka, kinaladkad na lang si Mr. Oñate na napakabait nag-volunteer na rin.
Di ba, Madam
Ganun
Chair?
ba yun?
If pirma
Ang
does
gulo
not...
ba't walang
Senator
papel?
Binay.
Diba, if- well,
walang
technic-
korporasyon, walang papel, walang resibo. Ano ba to? Lahat kababalagan?
Hindi. So, ang tanong, if pirma does not exist, it does not exist dahil wala na, revoked na siya by the SEC. So, sino yung entity na nag-initiate na itong People's Initiative?
Madam Chair, Senator Binay, to answer your question, totoo po yung observations ninyo. When we check the status of PIRMA, we knew na canceled na po yung registration. And we also knew that it would take a while bago po kami makapag-file ng petition for reinstatement. When we checked the rules, we
Kaya
found
nga,
out that
pero
for
bakit-
purposes of a PI, Senator Marcos,
Yes, Attorney
it's only a
Avisado.
registered voter that is required to file for People's Initiative. And we are hoping by the time we file the petition, baka nga po umabot na kami doon sa part na makapagbayad na ho kami ng...
Hindi sana hindi na ninyo ginamit yung pirma. Yung mga individual names na lang ang linatag. People naman ito eh. Basta may tao doon na nakapirma, ayos na yon. Ba't pa kinaladkad yung pirma? Bakit ginamit-gamit pa itong kalansay na korporasyon na patay na?
We understand your observation, Madam Chair. Advocacy ho kasi ni Mr. Oñate ang
Hindi ba
pirma. He
last
started
minute
it
lang? Parang
1997.
nakaladkad na lang to ng last minute para may mukha, para may pangalan. Ganun ba yon?
Hindi
Kasi
po.
parang
And
hindi
Mr.
naman-
Oñate can answer, Madam Chair.
Hindi, kasi parang nahuli lahat ng dokumento, hindi pa incorporated, biglaan to. Sino ba at bakit kayo nagmamadali? Sabi mo nga, dapat nagpetisyon pa. Dapat nag-ayos muna sa SEC. Dapat nagsabit na sangkatutak na dokumento para ma-revive yung korporasyon. Bakit minadali?
Madam Chair, hindi po kami nagmadali. In fact, we want to clarify, wala ho kaming deadline. Our deadline is once we reach the minimum required by the COMELEC.
Madam Chair?
May deadline po kayo, ha? Yung January 30, 2 p.m., ha? Nakalampas na kayo ng
Madam
ilang
Chair?
beses.
Okay, pwede matanong
Senator
lang ho yung
Binay.
COMELEC. Kasi di ba, ilang percent na ho yung nag-submit ng 3%?
Based on the submitted certification that we submitted to this committee, Madam Chair, 211 po na legislative district out of the 253
And
legislative
out of,
districts.
and that 211, pirma yung nag-submit?
Wala po kaming alam, Madam Chair, kung pirma yon sapagkat sa bawat municipal election officers and city election officers, Madam Chair, may nagdadala po, and then of course, yung proponent o yung tao ng proponent, kasama na po yung pangalan na na-mention po doon sa mismong signature sheets at saka signature form.
Pero Chair, ang tanong, dahil dun sa Davao, sinabi po ng election officer na ang nagbigay daw yung mga abogado ng pirma. Tapos inako naman ng abogado ng pirma, sila daw yung legal counsel ng pirma. So, ano ang nire-represent ng Gana Abisado? Nalilito na ako dito.
Madam
Since
Chair.
non-existent nga. Senator
Yes,
Binay.
Chair Garcia, is it possible for you to submit to the committee yung 211, kung sino yung nag-submit?
Yes, Madam Chair. The certifications, all the certifications were submitted to this committee. Nandun din po yung mga names kung sino ang nagpa-receive sa Commission on Elections sa bawat local COMELEC namin.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairman Garcia. We will await
Madam
that
Chair.
submission as well. Yes, Senator Risa.
Since Chair Garcia's on board again, if I could ask my next question to him.
Sige,
Salamat, Madam
hihirit
Chair.
na lang ako for the last documentary submission
Yes, Madam Chair.
from the past hearing, and that was for the BIR to submit whatever they had on record. And apparently, nothing is on record. Perhaps you can help us with Mr. Oñate's ITR. Baka nandun sa kanyang gastusin.
Ma'am, if they can provide us the names of the donors, we can search for the information asked by the committee.
Si Mr. Oñate naman narito at buong-buo naman yung pangalan niya. Baka naman matulungan ninyo kami sa kanyang mga gastusin.
Unfortunately, ma'am, kasi meron tayong yung section 270 under the tax code. The BIR can be penalized if we share any information in any returns filed by a taxpayer po.
Okay, so
Unless may consent po na willing sila po na.
ayan ang hihingin natin kay Mr. Oñate.
Okay, ma'am.
Sige, salamat. Palibasa siya na rin na nag-volunteer. Baka tuloy-tuloy na niya i-volunteer. Maraming salamat po. Senator Risa, please.
Yamanak, Madam Chair. Back to Chair Garcia po. Sinabi niyo po nung nandito kayo nung unang hearing na ang daming issues sa fake PI na to at hindi niyo po alam paano i-address. Klarong-klaro yung dahilan, kulang ng enabling law at inamin niyo mismo na kulang din yung rules. Kaya po ninyo isinuspinde yung pag-apply nun, paggamit nun. So, tama po ba, Chair Garcia, sa ngayon na wala ngang batas para habulin ng COMELEC yung mga bumibili ng pirma di umano para sa People's Initiative?
Madam Chair, yes. During our last hearing, before the hearing in Davao, the COMELEC said that if we are going to read the Omnibus Election Code po, lumalabas po, Madam Chair, na wala pa po tayong pumapasok na election period at dahil po wala pa election period, wala pa po yung kapangyarihan ng COMELEC to punish for violation of the election law. Ngayon po, ang pinakamalapit po na nakikita natin na violation kung sakaling gumamit ng public fund ay ang Republic Act 3019 ng ating pong Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, ang Republic Act 6730 ng Ethical Standard for Government Officials and Employees, ang Revised Penal Code, yung pong ating malversation of public fund, and such other provision of the Omnibus Election Code. At maaari po, kung sakasakali magkakaroon ng legislation, maisama po na maging kapangyarihan ng COMELEC yung pong pag-punish naman ng acts committed katulad po dito sa People's Initiative, because there is a principle in law that there is no crime if there is no law punishing it. Ang tawag po natin doon nullium crimen, nullia pena sine lege. If there is no crime, there is no, so that act cannot be punished if there is no law. Yun po yung hinihintay po ng Commission on Election. Hindi po nakasama, Madam Chair, yung mga yung paghingi o pagkuha ng signatures in a pirma petition.
O pagkuha ng mga pirma in a PI for monetary consideration, yung pagbayad para dito o pagbili ng pirma ng ating mga mamamayan.
Tama po kayo,
botante.
Madam Chair. Tama
And
po kayo.
yung sinabi nyo nga po, Chair, na kung kung may maipasa na ang legislature. So, sinasabi nyo po na yun nga mismo ang trabaho namin sa legislature, gumawa ng batas na susundin naman o ipatutupad naman ng isang constitutional body tulad ng COMELEC.
Tama po, Madam Chair. At yun po yung kadahilanan kung bakit mukhang kakailanganin din po ng amendment talaga ng Republic Act 6735.
Salamat, Chair. At kung ganon, yung trabaho namin, gumawa ng batas na kayo ang magpapatupad. So ang trabaho nyo naman ng COMELEC is to administer and enforce election laws, not at any time to create them out of thin air.
Tama po, Madam Chair. And yun po yung kadahilanan kung bakit yung po mga kakulangan sa aming pong guidelines ay hindi namin basta pwedeng ilagay kahit pasabihin natin for specificity purposes sapagkat we cannot rise above the source. So dapat po muna merong batas na ipapatupad po ng Commission on Elections.